Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to. What, did we decide JoJo and the OP?
JoJo and the OP.
All right, this is JoJo and the OP. I am Thomas,
And I'm Tokyo Joe.
and one of us likes JoJo, and one of us likes One Piece. Can you guess who likes JoJo? The guy named Joe. He likes JoJo.
Definitely a good show. Good name.
So, the premise of this podcast is we're going to watch each other's favorite shows together and talk about them. So one week we'll watch JoJo, the other we'll watch some One Piece, and eventually just talk about it and get to the end of the shows, maybe. I mean, One Piece is still going. Eventually we may have to find something new for you, because I think JoJo will run
It's
short.
still got a couple more generations of Joestar. Currently they're on Jolene, which is like I think the sixth iteration of it. So I think after her comes maybe three more.
Okay, so we still got a little while for it.
Yeah. And I mean it's been an ongoing series since like 1987 or something like that. So I mean nowhere to go but up.
That's true. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll watch like two episodes, maybe two to three. I feel three might be too long to do for like a weekly thing. One's definitely too short.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It could be dependent because, I mean, what if you get into really, really good? And you're
Yeah,
just like, I gotta watch one more.
I think we'll try to aim it around two to three episodes per week of the show. So, like I said, we're gonna go JoJo, One Piece, JoJo, One Piece, two to three episodes, and we're gonna discuss it. We'll talk about the stuff we liked on those episodes, the stuff we didn't like, our like favorite character from those episodes, maybe like our
Most annoying thing.
yeah. We'll just figure out a bunch of little gimmicks to throw in, like favorite line or something.
Best anime boobs.
I'll always have to do that one. And I think we'll sort of figure out as we go. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I'm excited to finally watch JoJo. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard good and bad. So
And I'm excited to finally continue One Piece.
yeah. So my experience with JoJo is absolutely zero. I know of it and I've heard about it. You've watched some One Piece, correct?
Yes. I basically got to where they started airing the Chopper arc on Cartoon Network, and then, got a little busy with adult life and working, and couldn't catch the Saturday night anime block, so ended up missing out.
Ooh, that's sort of like my original time watching One Piece. Yeah, I my parents were separated, so I would only be able to watch like Cartoon Network on the weekends. I was at my mom's house,
Hmm.
and so I would only catch glimpses of everything. It's like I knew what anime was, but I didn't know it was technically anime.
Right, you're just like, that's a really cool looking cartoon.
Yeah, the One Piece, like the one episode from One Piece that really sticks in my head is the fight between Sanji and Jin in the floating restaurant. I don't know if you remember that.
No, not at all. It's been like 20 years, bro.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. That piece, that episode and that scene just stuck with me, and that's sort of like eventually I was like, okay, I have to. What was that show called? I have to find it. I have to watch it. And I binged it. Now I'm caught up with anime, the sub and the dub, the manga, all of it.
Everything. Yeah, I wish I had that kind of dedication. I mean, like, I grew up with anime in the 80s. JoJo's been around since the 80s. My first introduction to JoJo was I actually got the Dreamcast game, which was a fighting game, and I really liked it a lot. And then I found out that it was an anime, and it had an OVA with like three or four VHS tapes that basically told the whole Jotaro arc in those four tapes, which back then you'd be lucky if you got an hour and a half or like 45 minutes, they were never very long. And so that was it. You got that one shot and it was really good, but then like it never made a resurgence until, Netflix brought it on and started airing it, and then it's like, oh, hey, this new series is great. Like, oh my god, it's almost better than the 90s one. The only thing that makes the 90s one better is the art style.
Interesting. It's like One Piece. The art style started out very just like old school. Nowadays, the art style it's modern. It's crazy. I don't know if you've seen any clips from any of the new stuff.
No.
Oh wow! But I think a lot of people will agree with me when I say like the Water 7 Enies Lobby has the best One Piece animation and art style. It's something so interesting about it.
Hmm. Yeah, I do like watching the evolution of art styles as you watch an anime. Like when you watch Naruto, it's like it starts out kind of basic, and then like as the series progresses, even as it gets to Shippuden, there's like so much more detail and shadows and angles, and like it's more fluid, and it just looks so much better.
Hmm. I really enjoy like seeing the music, like the intros, outros, and how
Oh
those
yeah.
change. Like I think One Piece has some of my favorite OPs just in general. There are some other animes with really good ones. Like I'd say the Crybaby from Tokyo Revengers. The stuff from Fire Force has been great too.
Don't forget Cowboy Bebop.
Well, of course.
No, that's the thing though, is like with JoJo, most of the ending songs are actual American music band songs. Like there's a Roundabout, there's Walk Like an Egyptian, I think, by the Bangles. Yeah, there's like a lot of music references in JoJo. A lot of the bad guys are named after rock bands, or like the stands are based on tarot cards, but like are also named after rock bands, and it just kind of continues that tradition throughout the series.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see those little hints there and here and there. So, what got you into anime as a kid or an adult?
Honestly, I think I think it started with Voltron and oh, what was the other one? There was a couple of shows that came out in the 80s that were like highly influenced by the Japanese style, and there was a Voltron. They brought it back to Cartoon Network as G-Force, but man, I don't remember the name of it. I don't know if you might remember this from Cartoon Network, but it was like team of four people. You had your main guy, you had the girl, you had the little kid, and then you had like the big kind of doofus guy, and they all wore these like eagle costumes with like face plates and stuff like that, and it took place in space.
No, I can't think of it. It doesn't sound familiar at all.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it started with that, and then early '90s Sci-Fi Channel on Saturdays had a Saturday morning anime. They would show stuff like Vampire Hunter D, Ninja Scroll, Iria, Battle Angel, Demon City Shinjuku, Wicked City, like all these old school anime titles
Hmm.
that like you really couldn't see it anywhere else. And then from there, it just blossomed into this whole thing. I eventually started going to places like Suncoast at the mall, or Sam Goody, Camelot Music, just anywhere I could just get my hands on this stuff, and spent all my paychecks buying it on VHS because that's the
Nice.
format.
Yes, I started. Like I said, I was watching Cartoon Network, that stuff on there, but I didn't really know it was anime. When I found out, it was more like I was at a cousin's house. I don't even know who this person was, honestly, but went to his house and he was watching Helsing.
That's a good one.
And
That's actually one of my favorites.
we were watching it. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. What is it? He's like, oh, it's anime. And I'm like, oh, cool. I was like, what's that? So he's like, well, you've never seen like Dragon Ball or this? I'm like, the cartoon? He's like, no, like, it's called anime, bro. I'm like, oh, okay. So then, I got that interest, and then this was like when like the internet was starting
Right.
back in that day, but pre-internet. That's how old we are. Pre-internet. So,
The internet before the internet.
and yes, I just started going from there. And of course, this was at that time where you didn't want, like, at least where I was from, you didn't want to be the anime kid.
Right, right. Because everybody assumes that you like, oh, you watch anime, so like you like watching like cartoon girls get naked and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
tentacles.
Yep. So I didn't really go too crazy, but I was looking into it. It wasn't until like my adult years where I was like, I should go back and watch this stuff. And now I've been slowly rewatching everything I missed. So
Yeah, and I mean, like, kind of that's what you gotta do right now, because the anime format isn't the same as it used to be, like
Oh
whenever
no.
they had like a series, like a season, season 1 would be like 20 to 24 episodes, and then they'd have a season 2 that's like 20 to 24 episodes, and so on and so forth, and like tops you would only have like you got 3 to 4 seasons, and then that was it. The series is done. There's no more. Maybe there might be a movie which took place between like season 2 and season 3, or it was a prequel movie, but there was never like oh, we got to end this with a movie like it's been doing with a lot of series these days. And then, oh man, I forgot my train of thought here. But, yeah, nowadays it's like a season is like maybe 8 to 10 episodes. It's not even enough because like the first 2 or 3 episodes you're just trying to get into the series. If it's not that good, then they kick it up a notch, and you're like 3 episodes in after that, and you're like, oh my god, this is some good shit.
And
And
then
then
it's
they're
over.
like, yeah, it's done, and you're just like, so when season 2 come out, they're like, oh yeah, that's not gonna happen for another 2 years because
Yeah, it's so hard watching these new stuff. They're so good, but it's so hard to watch them because they're just like it's the pattern's weird. Like and it's like Doctor Stone, season 1, 20 some episodes. Season 2, like 13.
right, like South Park calling season 23 the pandemic special. That one episode, that's the whole season, guys. There you go, season 23. That's it.
That's great. So, what are you looking forward to out of this little project we're doing?
Honestly, I think it would be a chance to basically either A, catch up on some anime that I was interested in and then never got around to finishing, or B, starting new anime that I haven't seen. Maybe I'm not aware of it because I know I'm missing out on a lot of stuff, but it's so hard to sift through the crap that is out there. Like, my goodness, they just shovel anime into your face. Just like, here, you guys like this shit, right? There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually watch JoJo finally, and I'm excited to have somebody to talk about One Piece, like someone who's sort of new experiencing it, watching One Piece. Because normally the people you talk to are like they've already experienced it and they know, and
Right.
like now I get to talk to somebody who doesn't know all the stuff I know for once, and I'm like, haha, I know stuff you don't.
Gonna be calling you up, bro, seriously, I gotta know what happens.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think right now we'll be just going back and forth between JoJo and One Piece. We may split it up, like maybe after a couple months do something new to take a break. Or, I
Throw
don't
in a
know.
movie or something like
Yeah, or
that.
like another quick show just to take a break. But I don't know. We'll sort of see how it plays out. I mean, just give it a test, see what goes. I definitely
Yeah,
do like the idea of the JoJo and the One Piece, but I do
yeah,
definitely feel like we may need a break after a while just to keep things going.
for sure.
But
Especially with One Piece, man. I mean,
oh
like,
yeah,
what episode are we on?
and don't get me wrong, dude. I'm a huge One Piece fan, and I recommend everyone trying it. But I understand it is a tremendous mountain to climb. No joke. There is a lot of episodes, a lot of content, but there's a lot of good stuff in it.
Hey, man. I mean, if I can struggle through Naruto,
Oh,
and Dragon Ball Z. Actually,
hmm
not even just Dragon Ball Z, like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. Yeah,
Did you finish GT,
unfortunately, yes, because I wanted to see if it got any better, and it
dude?
did not. It got so much worse, and
I get. I've tried like 3 or 4 different times to watch GT, and I always quit at the same spot because I just could not stand this dude, the little pedophile pervert dude.
oh, dude.
Or he's like trying to undress Videl, like or not Videl, but
Yeah,
whatever, Pan.
yeah,
When she's
Pan.
like the doll, I'm like, dude, I can't do this. This is
Yeah,
disturbing.
it's like
So
creepy.
I think the farthest I've gotten is like 2 episodes after they finally beat him the first time or whatever, and
Yeah,
then that's it. I've just couldn't do it.
like I said, I was just like, I gotta see how this plays out. Like it's a train wreck. It's so bad. But like, surely it gets better, right? I mean, yes, I understand that Akira Toriyama didn't give his stamp of approval on it, and basically had nothing to do with this. But like, I'm like, surely they couldn't let the series down with this, right?
Nope, they
I mean,
did.
there's Super Saiyan 4, right? You know, like, oh, they did though. It was so bad. And then like the ending was just trash.
Yeah, I've heard so much bad about it. I can't. I can't. All right, quick questions here. A couple more. Least favorite anime.
Ooh, we're on High School Club. I know,
Ooh.
boo.
See, I recently started watching it. Just sort of trying to watch that one. I don't hate
uh,
it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
uh, also Hitalia. I know, boo. Yeah, those were pretty bad, and they had such a bad fan base. Like, I'm sorry, that's probably gonna make us so unpopular, but
Who
like,
cares?
it was so bad going to cons when those were popular. But I mean, oh man, that's tough because like most anime, even when it's bad, it's still good to an extent.
That's my dilemma. Like, I'm trying to think of like one I don't like, but I've enjoyed them all like somewhat. Like, there's something. Well, besides GT, there's something I've enjoyed in like all of them.
Right.
So
Well,
it's
I mean, I guess GT would be it.
yeah.
Oh, but
Alright.
yeah, no, I mean, huh.
Stuff.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question for you.
All right.
Dubbed or subbed?
See, it depends. So usually, first time watching, I do sub. Normally, like nowadays, when I watch anime, I have to do it like on the treadmill so I can focus because I can't focus. I have to be
Right.
doing something to be able to pay attention. So I watch it on the treadmill and I listen to it in the subtitles. Plus, I like the original sort of voice. It just, it fits a little more. If I've already seen it, I'll do dub. I'll just throw it on dub, have it in the background, just sort of rewatch it while I'm doing other things. Or if I'm told to watch it in dub, I'll watch it in dub.
Hmm. Yeah, me, I mean, growing up in the 80s and 90s, dubbed is how you got it. You didn't get the choice of getting it subbed. And if you did happen to get like a sub VHS, you'd be so pissed off because then you'd have to read it because subtitles weren't really a thing back then, you know. So,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but then I had this instance happen where a friend of mine had one of those sub VHSs. It was like a 30-minute episode, and I watched it. I loved it. I went out and bought mine, but I bought it in the dub. It was so bad. The English voices were terrible. They changed a lot of what they were saying. It wasn't even the same context. And I'm sitting here like, that's not what she said. I remember exactly. I've seen this. That's not what she said.
Yeah.
And it was like just completely off key, and it was awful, you know. And since then, I don't know. I switch back and forth. It's whichever the voice sounds better in.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing I will tell you. JoJo, we're gonna have to watch it in sub first, because like the English dub of the Jotaro arc is so bad. Like one of the dudes sounds like Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, oh yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
I mean, when it comes to One Piece, it's either or. I prefer the sub. The dub's not bad. The beginning of it, it's a little rough, like with some of the characters, but like it's not horrible. I started watching it in the sub, so I'm just used to the sub voices.
right. And that's the same with like me and Naruto, because oh man, I started watching it in English, but then when it got to the point where like Shippuden was out in Japan, but it wasn't here in America, I was going online and having to get these episodes in sub, and I actually preferred the voices better. And then going back and watching it in dub, I'm just like, I can't do it. Like, no.
Yeah.
Japanese screams so much better.
Oh, it is, right? Like the screams are great.
Or like even just the noises they make to be tough, like you know,
Mm-hmm.
we just can't do that for some reason.
So white people, Americans. Um. Okay. Least favorite anime trope.
What's a trope?
Well, like a common theme you see in like animes.
Oh my
So like
god.
like with Black Clover, the loud protagonist.
Oh, okay. I'm tired of the high school student having latent powers trope. I am so sick of that. Why does everybody got to be like 13 goddamn years old in high school and they're fucking like some badass demon slayer that they don't even know they have this power until it gets awakened when a demon, takes over one of their classmates and hits them, and the clash of demonic energy unleashed the power that was inside of him the entire time. Like fuck me.
I think I'm sort of in that same boat. Tired of like they just magically overpowered main character.
Always overpowered. Like I and like even when they play him off as a dope, they're overpowered. Like what's that
Mm.
dude from Demon Slayer? The
Oh.
wimpy golden boy with the
Yeah, who just
lightning.
like sleeps and then
Yeah,
he's
he
epic.
sleeps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
come on, like what happened to animes with like adult people in their 20s,
Mm-hmm.
Like that's perfectly fine, like you're a young adult, so like do adult stuff, like go to bars, go to nightclubs, get in fights in backseat alleyways. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's one thing I've realized about like Tokyo Revengers. I know I made you watch a few episodes of those. I'm caught up with the running anime and I started reading the manga. One thing about him, he's just through and through just a little crybaby. He doesn't get super strong. He doesn't become like this big buff dude. He's a normal fucking person in this biker gang, and because of his like he's like a support character. He's just dishing out like buffs. And he's just a normal character just doing
So you
dumb
mean
shit.
Asta?
Yeah, but yeah. Asta actually gets, pretty strong though.
I don't know. I couldn't make it that far. Like I got to like episode 110 or 115 of that, and I was just like, I can't take it anymore. I can't do this anymore. You're so annoying and I hate you.
Ah.
But yeah, like just those are tropes I'm so tired of. Yeah,
Oh
for
no,
sure.
I agree. I agree. Where's the regular people?
We need some more mature situations.
Yes.
Also, like, why does everybody got to have powers? Why can everybody throw a friggin' Hadouken fireball and they're a badass ninja that can like disappear in puff of smoke? Like, where are the normal people?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got some sort of powers, dude. Like that's kind of how I felt with like Bleach, like first it started with like, Ichigo getting, the powers of the Reaper, and then like it just seems like everybody that he ran across and met eventually got powers of their own or had powers. And yeah, like the
Yeah.
dude with the metal arm or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it's just overplayed. Need something new.
Definitely. And I mean, like, I was actually impressed with Way of the House Husband because finally I got what I wanted. You're a house husband, so you're like 20, 30 something years old, and it was regular scenarios. Like, it was everyday life of a, like, ex mafia dude turned house husband.
Mm-hmm.
It was refreshing. It was so refreshing to watch. Like,
Yeah.
the episodes were real short too. They had like maybe a 5-10 minute span, not even that serious, but like it's great.
I'll check that one out. Write that down on my list of things to watch eventually.
Right. Just add it to a dartboard, What am I watching today?
Pretty much. Pretty much. What we need to do is just write down all these other animes we want to like experience, and then we'll do a big old spinny wheel, and that's how we pick the random ones we'll do later on.
And hey, we actually get people who listen and watch. maybe we can have them pick for us.
Ooh, there we go. Recommendations.
Of course, you gotta be careful with those. Somebody come through with some hentai. Oh, you guys gotta watch Bible Black. What?
Okay. I mean, is there anything wrong with that?
No.
I don't see no boundaries here.
I don't know. When you start getting into that lolly stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have boundaries.
Yeah. But yeah, man, yeah, excited to get this started. So
Yeah, me too.
we will go ahead and get our first episode out as soon as we can.
Hopefully, you guys will check us out, join us, share the experience.
Yeah, I have. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can send an email to fromfriend2weeb@gmail.com. So an old little podcast thing I started, but I use that for all of my podcasting email stuff. So you send there. Eventually, I think we're going to live stream this. What is your Twitch?
Tokyo Joe's Dojo.
All right, and mine is I don't remember. I will put it. I'm going to put them in. I'm going to put links in the descriptions or description of the video, so all that stuff can be just clicked on and linked to.
Awesome. Yep. So
I'm also going to figure out like intro, outro music. I think.
Ooh, yeah.
Gotta get some cool.
Definitely gotta do Inuyasha, man.
Ooh.
Hit everybody in the feels.
Oh man, Inuyasha. That is one we'll have to do.
Right.
But yeah, thanks for you guys for putting up with this sort of intro episode. We'll
get better, I promise.
We will. So until next time, catchphrase. I don't know. Insert catchphrase.